Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it's Fight Club 215. Usually it's Tuesdays, 10 p.m., but tonight we have a very special show. We are blessed with the presence of two great boxing women out there, Muay Thai fighters. First, right below me, Carly, one of the founders of Kastle Boxing, kicking it with Carly from Kastle. And of course, Natalie Morgan, Kill Face Morgan. Ladies, how are we doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good, doing good.
Good. Natalie, first, I want to say thank you for blessing us with Fight Club 215, your presence here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We've talked many times on Instagram, and other ways. And I just want to say thank you once again. Natalie is a big fan of you. I'm sorry, Carly's a big fan of you as well. When I first said, I was like, wait, do you know Natalie Morgan? She's like, yes. So what better way to have Carly on here? So let's open the show. I mean, Carly, listen, go ahead.
Oh man. Okay. So I just was trying to prepare for this. So your video the other day, like you said, you fought what, 40 times? 40, like
almost,
almost
yeah.
40 times.
Yeah, 37.
Right. And you were gonna tell all those stories. Like that's what you're gonna that's what I got from that post.
I
So
am gonna do that.
yeah, and that's a lot of stories. So obviously you can't tell them all tonight. So I want to hear about a few of them. And I know the one that you shared first was awesome. So with the Morgan and the Morgan. And I just talk about that first fight experience.
The first fight experience was
Like,
amazing.
yeah.
Do you want me to like rehash the whole thing?
Yeah, that's the one you talked about, right? Like that was the one in the video. Yeah, that was really good.
So yeah, my first fight, I fought a girl whose first name was Morgan and my last name is Morgan. So I thought I won the fight. I felt like I won the fight, but I was going into it with like no expectations whatsoever. It was my first fight. I was like, this is whatever. Like I've never done this. I win, cool. I lose, whatever. We might try again, maybe not. We'll see. And I loved it. Like I was like, oh my God, this was so much fun. And everyone's like, you won, you won. And the announcer comes out and he reads her corner as the winner. And I was like, oh, I guess I lost, whatever. And they're like, everyone's like looking around like, really? She lost? I'm like, yeah. So I was like, oh, a little bummed, like, oh, whatever, I guess, it's kind of wanted to win, but it's fine. And then the announcer, we're like getting ready to leave and the announcer and everybody comes running back in and he's like, oh, so sorry. We made a mistake. And the winner is the red corner. Wow. There was some confusion and it must've been the names, I'm assuming. And so they had to like go, there was a trophy. They had to like go take this trophy out of this poor girl's hand and give it to me and like run across the ring and give it to me. And I was like, so I got to go through all the emotions of like winning and losing all in my first fight. So
well, I guess that kept you humble though, just to prepare yourself for a loss. Then all of a sudden it just like flipped on you, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you much, but I definitely lost my second fight, and that's the next story that I'm going to come out with next week. So,
so we can't hear that story.
You can't hear.
Or should we hear that story? We can hear any stories in between then. So that's just one story
or
we
after.
Can hear.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, where can they find these stories at? Where can they read them about? See them? Where can they find that?
On my Instagram, I'm doing them. So at Lady Kill Face on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're all going to be there.
So I'm looking forward to those. So I think it was a few years ago, probably when I first found out who you were, because I was like, who is this girl that I was going to come to your seminar? Your name.
Oh,
talk about that. Unless it's one of your stories. I don't know. But how you got that off
everybody knows that story. So I'll tell that story. That's fight number 3. Yeah, fight number 3. So was it fight number 3? Might have been fight number 2. This might be fight number 2. I need to look at this. When you have 37, they start to, you're like, I don't know which one this was. So this was like second or third fight. And, I've sealed the ring. We go to the corner, meet in the middle. The ref is saying, I want, a good clean fight. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at her. I look over at her. She's, looks like she's leaning in because she can't hear. Because it was really loud. It was like in a gym, it's a sanctioned smoker fight. And then I look back at him and I look at her and she turned like really white, like sheet of paper white. And she lost her legs and the ref catches her. So she fainted. I've never seen anybody faint before. Wow. And this was the first fight that it was my third fight. This was the first fight that my coach, Mark, cornered for me. And he was like, damn, Nat, I told you to like visualize knocking her out, but this was crazy. Like I've never,
a lot.
Yeah. So, and jokes were going around like, you're like a Jedi. And then, somebody talked about Kill Face. It was on Enter the Dojo, like YouTube series where he like kills people with just a look, it's like a joke thing. And everyone was like, oh my God, that's what you have. You have the Kill Face. And then that's just the one that stuck. And I was like, all right, I like it.
cool. It could have been
awesome.
the Jedi or Natalie Kaleface Morgan, huh?
Yeah.
So wait, was she able to fight? Like you were able to actually fight?
No.
Yeah,
So they took her out in an ambulance to get her checked. And like, I guess she got halfway there and was like, I'm fine. It was just nerves.
Wow.
And she actually didn't fight again. She went on to be a jiu-jitsu competitor and she's like really good. I think she's a black belt now. Like she's so good. So it like led her in another direction. Yeah. Cause she couldn't handle the nerves of fighting and she didn't get that for jiu-jitsu.
It just wasn't like that. Wow. That's awesome. That's a good thing. Yeah. Speaking of nerves, I get nerves every time I spar. So what do you do for those? Like, what do you do?
Sometimes I get nervous when I spar. It depends on the person.
Really?
Especially it's people that I don't normally spar with usually. And like, if it's someone higher level, you never know. You never know. I'm like, are they going to come in here and try and kill me?
I think the same thing. I'm like,
Yeah. Just focus on your breathing. You know, it's good to have that in sparring sometimes because it does prepare you for the nerves of a fight, right? So, you know, focus on your breathing, try and stay relaxed, not too relaxed, but relaxed, stay focused. Actually, my mind coach told me once too, like if you listen to some music that will get you in the zone right before you like go into the gym, like on your way. So something that's specific to what you like and how you feel like when you're getting ready to go fight or something.
So you have a coach specifically for that, like your mind coach?
Yes.
I need one.
He's amazing. His name's Ken Baum. He wrote the book, The Mental Edge. And that's a cool story too. I found that book. That book found me like in a really crazy bookstore in LA called The Last Bookstore. And I was looking for like something for, you know, sports psychology. All I could find was like how to get your golf swing better. Like it was really hard to find. So I was like looking, and I went upstairs. It's like the used book section. It's literally like just rooms of books and labyrinths of books. And there's even like a tunnel of books. And I'm like, really like, I don't know where to start. And I like go in the back and I'm like looking and this old guy pops out of nowhere and he's like, can I help you? He looks like his hair is like crazy. I was like, I'm looking for this book. It's like sports psychology or like sports book. And he was like, I don't know. I can take you over here. So he like takes me over to that section. And I'm like looking and there is his book and it's called The Mental Edge. And I flip it and I open it and I'm reading. I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I want. And it's just sports psychology, mental training techniques for all types of athletes. And it was $1.
Wow.
It was $1. Yeah. So I bought the book and then I went on like a crazy, like, I think it was like a 2-year win streak or something like that. Like it was a really long one. And then I found out that he lived close by. He living in San Clemente. Because he was working with Tiffany Van Soos. And I was like, oh man, this is the guy. And so then I got in touch with him and he was really receptive. So we've worked together for a few fights now.
Wow.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
The Mental Edge. I'm going to get this.
Yeah, it's crazy how things work in like, you know, ways, doesn't it?
I know. It's meant to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm meant to have it. So
yeah. Yes. You got to get that book. It's really good. It's on Amazon. Cheap.
Okay, probably not $1, but
no, not $1.
Probably not $1.
Natalie, I have a question for you. We had Trayshawn Wiggins on about a month ago. He's the 8th ranked welterweight boxer in the world in WBA division, and I asked him, just like you said, you know, you prepare yourself going into the ring. We'll go into the ring not sparring, but I asked Trayshawn. This kind of blew my mind. I said, Trayshawn, what do you do before a big fight? How do you relax? How do you get in the zone? You know, what heavy metal or, you know, hardcore rap, whatever we're listening to. What are we listening to? And he said, you know, the funny thing is I listen to Adele before I go into a ring.
Oh, wow.
What do you do? Like, what is your zone, Natalie? Because I was really like shot off the record when he said that, honestly.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I cannot do anything mellow. I need to have heavy metal. I like heavy metal because I'm a notoriously slow starter when I fight. So I need something that's like going to get me going, going to get me focused, going to get me moving, get my blood pumping. We do a lot of warm up in the back. So lots. Yeah. I need to get my like second win so that I don't go out and screw it up, you know?
No Adele.
No Adele for me.
Don't tell Trayshawn I said that, Caroline, please. Don't tell
him. That's so funny. I wonder if he doesn't want anybody to know. Yeah. I mean, if he told everybody, though.
He did say it on our show, which I was quite puzzled about. I was like, you're joking, right? He's like, no, Adele really gets me into that zone. I'm like, you're about to go into a 10-round fight. You know, either way, you're trying to, you know, use the word kill out there, but you're going in there and you're listening to Adele. That's kind of puzzling to me, but hey, you're the 8th ranked boxer in the world. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a kickboxing coach. We warmed up to Enya. I think it was like a sail away. I know.
Mm.
He said it got us in our minds there. And I was like, I don't really know about that, but he swore it worked. So we all did it. Couldn't
That's
argue with him.
Funny.
Yes, Enya. Or like that sail away, sail away. Maybe it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
Enya. Maybe that's a whole.
Enya.
Is that Enya? Okay.
That's Enya.
Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Wow. I think maybe
That's
that
what
was
we
just
did.
his own. Maybe that was his own thing, but not for everybody else.
Yeah.
No, I'm like you. Like I need to have some kind of like something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so is it your turn, Paul?
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I can see.
Okay, so yeah, well, I have like this list, and it's not like it's not like it's not like I want it to be because we started at a different place. But so like I'm a female, right? I started this very late. Like we said, I'm 41, which puts me at old. But when did you start? Like when?
I was 23 when I started. So technically by my standards, I was also older. I didn't have my first fight till I was 24. And then I didn't go pro until I was 29. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. So did you want to do this stuff when you were a kid?
I did, but I'm from Grafton, West Virginia, so there was no opportunity.
There was nothing where I was either.
No.
I was like, Mom, I want to be a kickboxer. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. So then I ended up doing karate, but that just wasn't where I wanted to be. No. So then I kind of was like, oh, I want to kickbox later. So
yeah,
I was just wondering.
I was always actually really interested in boxing. I always thought that was so cool. Like the idea of the ring and like a fight. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. So how did you end up kickboxing?
Actually, I was watching UFC with a friend. I was in college and I was playing music still at the time and like at the bar and drinking all the time and getting chubby and not living a healthy lifestyle. So I was trying to get healthier and he was always talking about, I think it was Machida. He loved Machida and he was like, his Muay Thai is so good. And I was like, really, what's this Muay Thai? So I looked it up and I was like, it seems kind of fun. So like I was doing like some Jillian Michaels at home DVDs where you like punch.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, it is kind of fun, but I wanted to like learn it for real. Like, so I was like, I looked up a Muay Thai class and I went and then that was like it. I loved it.
Right? Wow. Yes. But you did the Jillian Michaels. That's so funny because I did that and like this Aerobox video with Kathy Smith and some guy. And then there's like Ty Bo. I was like, yeah, but
Ty Bo, I remember that one.
Do you remember Ty Bo?
I do.
Well, I'm a little older. Yes, I'm probably like, yes, your mom did it. And
we have a comment out there. Ken Fry, he's on our network as well. He's one of the hosts of our show, Vegas Sports Scene, and the Batcave Wednesday and Saturday nights. He says, "What's up, Paul? Welcome to the family, Carly and Miss Killface. Thank you. Exactly. We're blessed with their presence today, Ken. Definitely."
Hi, Ken.
Hi. Thanks. Thank you.
But I have a question for you, Nat. Who were your inspirations? I know you said Machida, out there in the UFC, but who was your inspiration as a female, getting you into this and as well as the UFC? Who do you look up to there?
So I would say when I first started, I really looked up to Julie Kitchen. She was one of the only females out there, really doing it. She's like a 14-time world champ in Muay Thai. I looked up to Miriam Nakamoto as well. She's really good American. Julie's English. And in terms of like UFC, I know all the female fighters in UFC. I would say when I first started, probably Ronda, because she's the one that broke down the barriers. And I watched that. I remember watching that. It was an iconic moment for me. Women weren't allowed to fight in the UFC when I started. So
yes.
I got to see that happen. And then after that happened, more women were in the UFC. Now there's more women in Muay Thai and it's just growing everywhere now. So I would have to say her, even though I'm not a personal fan of her attitude. But I think what she did was amazing. And then another woman that I really look up to now is Kaylee Reese. She's an Australian fighter. She was like 60 fights, 55 wins, something crazy like that. But I started doing strength and conditioning with her about a year ago. She's a beast. She was on the show with me on the Challenger, and like getting to work with her was just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's great to work people that you look up to, that you never thought it would be possible to even work or, even fight against these people as well.
Yeah.
But there's just like Ken said here, I'm a father of a 13-year-old who loves sports, and you ladies are laying the groundwork for her to be able to play in the future. You ladies are opening doors for young women. Yeah, definitely. They definitely are, definitely.
That's awesome.
And just like you said with the UFC, there's not a lot, UFC, I'm a big UFC fan, and we're in the works of getting one of the fighters from UFC 1 to join our show in a couple of weeks. So it'd be huge for us. But, you're right. A lot of women weren't, it wasn't really publicized that women would fight. Ronda Rousey broke that door down.
Mm-hmm.
Now you look at it, we just had ladies, in the last 3 UFC main events, pay-per-views, they're headlining a couple of them now.
Oh, yeah.
It's, Amanda Nunes, and it was just incredible. I mean, we're starting to see that now. And it's great that ladies are, opening their groundbreaking for many events out there that we never would have seen happen. And that's really great. It really is.
Yeah, it is. And now boxing too, like, Sinisa Estrada, Michaela Mayer, there's some good boxers coming up. Katie Taylor, like just amazing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Carly.
Oh, no. I was just listening. Like, where can we go? And I was thinking about, so should we talk about is it the Challenge or Challenger? What was the show called?
It's called The Challenger.
The Challenger. So let's talk about that. I'm very excited to watch it. When will it be airing?
They're saying January of this year, so that's fairly soon. I'm going to keep everybody posted. They're going to keep us posted, obviously. And they'll also let us know what network. I'm assuming it's going to be a streaming situation because that's how most things go now. But it's they did the original show was in like 2011. So I have a hard time finding footage on it, to be honest, because it was a long time ago. It was before like streaming and all that stuff. So, but I knew of it because Michael Corley, who runs the USMF in America, he fought in it, and I read his book. He wrote a book a little while ago. I don't know. I didn't know much about Michael, but I was like, oh, let me read your book and support you. And it was a really good book because he was a fighter. And so basically the show is a competition show, but it's also Muay Thai fighting. So it's similar to the Contender, but also different from that as well. There were some aspects to it that I wasn't really expecting when I got there. And I was like, oh, this is involved too. Oh, okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was just like looking at it as like an adventure, trying to take everything in while I was there. It was in Malaysia. So we were on a Langkawi Island for a while. That's where they filmed. That's where they filmed Survivor. Yeah. So it was beautiful.
Yeah, I tell you, I got jealous of your Instagram. I got jealous of your Instagram post. It was so beautiful just seeing, your technique, you're fighting out there. Then all of a sudden it was just how beautiful it was. Your off time. It was just, wow, this is really nice.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of off time when you were there?
No, not once the camera started rolling. Definitely not. Like there was constantly like, okay, we're getting mic'd up. We're doing this. We're doing that. Okay. Now we got to do this. Now we have training. Okay. Now we're going for a run, So it was like, awesome. I was like laughing. I said, when it comes out, everyone's going to be watching. Like, why are you guys always so tired?
I can imagine. I feel like if you're training all the time, you're trying to win. How many people? So
there were 6 women. Yeah. 6 women, 6 men. Cause everybody knows who went. So it's fine.
Okay.
6. Yeah. So it was, I can tell you the names cause we've all been announced and everything. So it was, for the females, it was myself, Amy Duke, Tierra Brandt from America. All 3 of us are from America. And then we had Jazzy Parr, John Wayne Parr's daughter from Australia. We had Laura Burgos from Monterrey, Mexico. And then we had, who am I forgetting? Tasha Hingley from the UK.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how would they pick? How did they pick Natalie? Was it just like random draw, or
no? They were hand selected, like tops out of the top people out of the country. Yeah. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They started out with more people, and then they decided to cut down to a smaller amount. So it was pretty awesome that I still made the cut. Like to even be chosen, to go was amazing.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, I was wondering, was like, I seen the post out there, and I know you can't get in specifics, the ins and outs of what happened, and especially, the outcome, but how was it out there? Was it something that you never thought you would do, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I was, I was really actually anxious about the whole thing. And like, I don't know, I knew I was going to be stepping way out of my comfort zone. So I was really anxious about it. And then when everything started going, I couldn't believe how amazing it was. It was such a special experience that I was thinking about this on my run this morning, actually. Like, if you think about how many people are actually Muay Thai fighters, right? There's like this small percentage of the world. And then think about that as females, right? And then think about the chances of those female fighters in the world, professional female fighters, getting a chance to do something like this, where it's like, the Contender, where you go and you stay and you live and you fight. It's just such a small group of people, and it's so special to share that experience with those people. And it's something that not a lot of people will ever understand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's just a privilege and an honor to even be selected, that your name is, thought of by, many of the, like the officials, top ranked people of Muay Thai, kickboxing out there. And that's just a honor as well. But we have Sean real quick. He says, "What's up? Love the nickname Killface. My nickname." He's actually one of our hosts on our Wednesday show, College Football. His name is Sean Killer Kilrain, we call him. And he says, "Good luck on your next upcoming fight." Well, I know your schedule hasn't come out yet, but when is your next fight, and what are we looking for?
We're looking at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, and within the first few months.
Okay. Now, are most of those fights overseas, or is there ever? Because I know we don't really see a lot in the United States as much as overseas, Malaysia, Thailand, things like that. When is it going to be overseas, and will we ever see you fight in the United States?
Yes.
Locally for us, especially.
Yes, I don't want to speak too soon, but yes, I'm looking to get a local fight on this side of the United States fairly soon.
Good.
Definitely, I'm going to be fighting in America this year. Definitely.
Cool. Definitely. Yeah, we definitely get to see out there. Let us know when it is. We'll put it on our website, of course. We'll support you 100%.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you, I have Carly just texted me here. Computer just froze, so she will be hopping back on.
I figured.
Hopefully she'll get back on. Yeah. But I do have a couple questions for you. Now I know I had a question for you. Now you won the WBC 2019 Featherweight National Champion and the 2015 IFK Atomweight Amateur Champion.
Yes.
How were those? I mean, you won both of them. I mean, how is there one that stands out to you more, or how does that work for you?
I don't know. I don't know. The WBC was something that I really when I first started. I was like, I want that belt. I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if it was because my favorite color is green, or I don't know. Because I don't know. I just maybe in my mind when I first started, I was like, oh, WBC boxing, that's huge, and then oh, it's they have a WBC Muay Thai, that's must be huge, So I would say that one means more to me than the IKF world title.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was just wondering. I mean, your accomplishments are unreal. Just reading them and looking at them, it's just wow. Even the bottom one, just getting into a Muay Thai would be an honor for me. But looking at your, accomplishments, it's just really remarkable that you've stuck to it, no matter what. Just like you said, going back to your first fight, you thought you lost. A lot of people would be, well, I gave it all and I lost, but I think I'm going to give up and go to somewhere else. Just like the lady that you said you fought, she gave it up and went to karate, became a black belt. But I'm just glad you stuck with it, because here you are, your recognition is well known. You've been on reality shows. And now, what were you on HBO? Was there something that you were on HBO with as well?
Oh, yes. And thank you. So it was that was acting.
Acting. We're an actor. We can add that to the accomplishments as well.
I guess. I don't know. That was the first thing I'd ever done in acting. Being that I train and lived in LA for a really long time, we get casting calls at the gyms, or just people that that come through the gym. A lot of people work in the industry. So a girl that I used to train with actually was like, hey, they're looking for someone. Are you interested? And I said, sure, send me the info, which I was like, oh, I'm not an actress, I'm a fighter. So, but it just kind of, everything fell into place. And I went to all the auditions, and it was close to my house. The times they wanted me there were perfect. The conversations in the script were ones that I'd already had. So I think the emotions came out as, who I actually am. So they ended up picking me, and it was for HBO's Room 104. I played Greta Gaines. I'm a MMA fighter who's pissed. It's really good though. I don't let your children watch it. I cuss so much. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was, I don't even know what year that was. Was that 2015 now, I think?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first acting thing I ever did. And I really enjoyed it. It was a great experience. And I had to learn how to do fight choreography, which was cool. I'd never done that.
That's got to be something different where you're freelancing in the ring. You're up to an agenda that you train for every day. It's repetitious for you. And then just like you said, in a show or not a reality, a movie, that it's all staged and this is what you need to do, take the punch here, miss the punch here, kick there. That's got to be something weird for you too as well, right?
Oh yeah, that was weird. And like, you basically just have to exaggerate everything, where in real fighting, you don't want to show anything. You're like, you get hit and you're just like stone face,
Right.
But yeah, you just have to exaggerate all the hits and
Gotcha.
So, and it was a lot to remember. So, but they break it down in sections. Okay, we're going to do these scenes this day and these scenes this day. So you just have to really practice and memorize. But there were a lot of rehearsals too. So yeah.
Wow, that's really great. That if you're out there, please check that out. Of course, you'll see here. It's not for the faint of the young kids out there. Natalie apologized that she used some foul words out there, but Room 104 on HBO episode 11. So definitely check her out there. If you don't watch the whole thing, just jump on the episode right there, and you can see Natalie out there kicking some butt out there as well. But we do have one comment out from Sean out there, Natalie. Have you ever trained with at Balance MMA in Philadelphia? His friend Rico, I don't want to mess up the last name, and his brother Phil own it. They have their Muay Thai as well.
I feel like I know the name, but no, I have not. I would definitely be, and maybe I'm going to look it up now. Look it up, maybe go check it out.
Definitely. There you go.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what got you to Philadelphia? I know you're living in Philadelphia now, as we talked about in the back room. Your husband's a huge Phillies fan.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with Philadelphia? You're East Coast, West Coast.
My husband grew up around here in Jersey, so we wanted to buy something, and LA is just crazy. So we decided to buy here, and I fly back and forth all over the place. For fight camps and such. But yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Now you're at the Yard in Los Angeles, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? What's that like, out there training with your trainers out there? How does that equate to training overseas in Malaysia, the outstanding countries over there? How is it different in your eyes? Is there a difference as well?
Yeah, definitely. The training time is about the same. I do a lot more sparring at the Yard. I would say the Yard is kind of like it's old school. It's gritty. Okay. I would say they're more of like, if you were to blend like a Muay Thai gym with a boxing gym, like they have that style of like, we spar a good bit. We do a lot of drills. Whereas like Thailand, you do like a ton of pad work and then a little bit of the other stuff. Well, you do bag work a lot too. So I would say that, and then there's definitely more conditioning. Whereas like Thailand, there's usually no, you run for your conditioning, but you don't do like strength and conditioning, So I would say we do more of that. We've always done a lot of that, a lot of sparring. For me, that's what I know I need when it comes time for like fight camps and stuff. Like I need a lot of sparring.
Now, does that give you an advantage being over here, how they train, just like you said, it's more like cardio over there, and here it's more of a boxing, Muay Thai, collaboration. Does that give you an advantage over there, or does it disadvantage?
I would say it has its pros and its cons, to be honest. Everything does. I would say that knowing when I fight a Thai, they don't like to deal with punches.
Okay.
So that's how I won my fight at Lumpini back in September. It was TKO, third round punches.
Yeah, I've seen the videos out there. Like you have a vicious elbow. I've seen too, like a little roundhouse elbow. Correct? Yeah, I actually watched it, Natalie, and I felt the pain in my face just watching it from that video. Oh my goodness. Now, is there a specific move that you like to use? I mean, at least like you said, the Muay Thai fighters overseas, they don't like the punches. But is there a specific move, like with the UFC, submission artist, ground and pound, stand up? What is your go-to, and where do you lean toward most? And if it doesn't happen, you have to evaluate yourself and evolve to a different fighter. What do you go to first?
Well, I'm a pressure fighter. I'm a forward fighter. I like to throw hands, and I like to throw a lot of teeps as well, which is kind of interesting, being that I'm a pressure fighter. I'm a forward fighter. So I throw a lot of teeps. Offensively and defensively, I guess, where you would see it, mostly defensively, I guess. Oh, she's back.
I'm back. Oh my gosh, how terrible was that? Whole thing shut down. All right.
We thought you went for a run after hearing Natalie's, talking about it. What do you say? I thought you went for a run there, Carly.
I did. I was like, oh my God, she was running over there in Malaysia and I had to keep up. No, my whole computer just shut off and then it went turned back on and I was having a panic moment.
No worries. No worries.
Okay.
I had to get one of my
Deep
kids,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Back.
But go ahead, Natalie. You're back at what you're saying about, the differences and you're being a pressure fighter. How, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I like a lot. I throw a lot of teeps, push kicks, push kicks to the face, which is not considered nice in Thailand, but I don't care. I'm not Thai. So,
Right.
yeah, punches and teeps are really my favorite. Elbows, obviously I do like elbows. But you always have to remember that if you're in close enough range to elbow that you can get elbowed as well. So that's a dangerous game to play.
Now, I do have a question for you. Now, being, that you're on the American side of, the soil, and when you go overseas to fight, is there any backlash of being an American over there fighting, in different countries? Do they look at you different? How do they treat you as well?
I don't think I've ever gotten treated poorly. It's funny though, but sometimes one of the trainers would be like, oh, your punches don't have any power. And then I'm like, okay, well, I just went and knocked, and then I go TKO this bitch in round 3. But I mean, they're very forward with what they think. But no, everyone's always been really, really, welcoming and kind and helpful. And yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Carly. You got a bundle of questions.
Yeah, I'm sure I do, but then I just got really sidetracked. So, and what did you guys discuss while I was missing?
HBO.
I don't want to re-ask you the same question.
We talked about the HBO episode, on Room 104. We did talk about that a little bit.
We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that, but
Oh, okay. So, what is a moment when you feel like you grew the most? Because this is like a whole, I know, right? We grow through the whole process. Is there like one moment that like stands out to you?
I would say for Muay Thai, I would say my first trip to Thailand. Because I was so excited. It was really hard. It was one of the hardest things I think that I ever did. The first hardest things. I think this whole last trip was like one of the hardest things I ever did, to be honest. But that one stands out in particular because it was the first time where I was like, oh man, it was really hard. And I had to really, really, really dig deep to keep pushing because I was there for a long time. I was there for like 2 months. I mean, some people go there and stay there for years. I can't do that. I don't have I'm married. So our lives are here, but it was really hard. He wasn't there. I was there. He came out for my fight at the end. But yeah, like the training was super hard. I just felt like I never even though I was there for 2 months, I still felt like I never got used to being there and training. And, it was so hard. I just wanted to not go to train every day. And I had to still use that determination and make myself go, and then I had my first pro fight, while I was there and I won. So it was really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
It was worth it.
Now, I have a question for you, Natalie. Now, I watch UFC a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of these UFC fighters, especially in the past couple of UFC fights, the main event, they can't make weight. They miss weight, and it's just a freelance fight where you can still be the number one contender, but you can't win the championship. How hard is it for you to make weight and you continue your ring presence? Because we know when you have to cut a little bit of weight, it's a lot of cardio that goes involved and your body becomes dehydrated. Has that ever affected you in any way?
I'm trying to think about the biggest weight cuts I've had during fighting, and I won them all. So no, I would say no.
Okay.
But I prefer not to cut weight. I don't cut a lot of weight. I think it's dangerous. I've had times where I felt like my back was hurting and I'm like, is it my back, my muscles, or is it my kidneys? Okay. So I think that, California has this rule now, and I kind of like it, where you're not allowed to, they weigh you in the next day after your weigh-in. So if you weigh 10% over your weight that you were the day before, you get in trouble.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think you get a warning, and then if it happens again, you get suspended.
Okay.
Which I kind of like. I don't like cutting weight. It is a lot of weight anyway. It's dangerous. We need to do a little bit. That's fine. I understand that. But anything above a certain number is just I don't know, not worth it. And then you risk the chance of like not making weight, you know, like those people, which I can't say that I've never not made weight. I've made that mistake a few times, I think twice. I felt like an asshole. I apologized, and they weren't for belts. So that was good. And then, you know, they get a percent of my purse anyway. So I'm like, take your money, your money and go. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Cause I always wondered, you know, watching UFC a lot, you know, you see the fighters there, you know, they're 205. They come into the, you know, pre weigh-in, and they're like, you know, 215. So they cut 10 pounds in a day. And that goes a long way. I mean, just like you said, it could mess up your kidneys, you know, even to that point. But, and then the next day they bulk back up to 220, you know, and I love the rule that you're only putting 10 pounds, you know, in California. I think that should be everywhere, but I think it should be a stipulation of how much you can cut, you know, what is safe. You know,
well, that's what they say. They say it's safe to do 10% of your body weight. That's what that's what they say is safe. Okay. So yeah. And I guess the bigger you are, the more weight you're able to cut if that's the way you do it. But men can also cut a lot more weight than women. It's a lot harder for us to cut weight because we tend to retain more water.
Okay. Go ahead, Carly.
Okay, so I'm thinking about injuries. How do you come back from your injuries? And have you had any serious ones?
I, knock on wood, haven't had any crazy serious ones. The most serious one I had was like, I think I had a hairline fractured rib or something, what a microfracture, whatever they call it. I never go to the doctor. I'm terrible. I'm just like, yeah, what are they going to give me a $5,000 bill and be like, just rest, you know? So I'm terrible about that. Exactly. I'm terrible. So I'm like, it's probably this. Google told me, and that's what it is. But I literally couldn't tie my shoes. I literally couldn't work out for an entire week. I couldn't even jog until the second week.
Right. So what's that do to you though? Like, how do you feel about it? Because I know when I can't work out or I can't do something, I start like, I go down that like, oh my God, I can't do this.
I try and look at it as an opportunity to work on something else. So say if I've jammed my wrist before on the left side, right? So I'm only working right side hands, focusing, you know, like right now my hip's killing me. So I'm really trying to focus on left kicks and, you know, left-sided stuff. So I just use it as an opportunity to kind of work on other things that I haven't been, because I've been using everything, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Now, while Carly looks for our next question, I do have a question for you now. How much mental is Muay Thai versus the physical aspect? I know I hear a lot of fighters out there saying, you know, it's more mental than physical. How do you feel about that that saying?
I agree. Like I said, I work with a mental coach. It should tell you, I think that a lot of fighting is mental. I would say 80 or 90%, honestly. Wow, okay. Yeah, definitely.
I'm still never going to get in the ring with you. Even if I read every book out there, I'm never going to do it.
Well, it's scary. There's people trying to hurt you. So, I mean, do you ever get scared? Do you ever like, wow, I'm just scared? Or you just like, no, I'm going to win. Like, you just know what's going to happen.
Oh, I get nervous. I definitely get nervous. Okay. The more I do it, the more I get nervous, which is strange. I feel like because I have more writing on it at this point, I get way more nervous now than I did before. Yeah.
Okay.
Who was your toughest opponent ever?
Toughest opponent ever? Huh. Good question. Hold on. Let me think.
I know you've been through so many wars.
The first person that popped in my head was Yolanda Schmidt. We fought in the final for World Muay Thai Angels in 2017. That was the tournament where you saw the knockout. That was the first round.
Is that the one you came in third place?
Yeah, it was. Okay. It was technically it was fourth place. The way they said it was funny. It was like first runner up or something. I don't know. It was fourth place because there were 4 of us at the end. So I fought Yolanda first in the round 3, and like it's funny because you see somebody from the outside and you're like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. You never really know until you get in the ring with that person. It's like Mike Tyson. It was Mike Tyson who said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Is that right? Is that him? It's so true. Like I thought she looks so stiff and like she's like a rock'em sock'em robot. I was like, dude, she just wouldn't. She was just like kept coming forward like nothing. Really tough. I watched that fight recently, and she just worked me in the clinch. But she broke my nose, I think. Yeah, it's the first time in a fight where I had a bloody nose. So, and it was it's been kind of messed up ever since. So thanks, Yolanda.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you.
Way to go. Did you have to have it fixed, or is it just like it wasn't bad enough to get it fixed? Did you get it fixed?
No, I didn't get it fixed. It's fine. I just don't see the point in getting anything fixed until I retire anyway. It's like,
well, at least you don't have a lot of things to get fixed. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Go ahead, Carly. You got anything, Carly?
I'm thinking here. Can you hear me? Because I can't. You guys keep cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, you're freezing a little bit, but it's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm freezing a little bit. Okay. Let me think here. So, when do you plan on retiring? Like, do you have plans for that? Like, how far are you going to go? Like,
I've been training and fighting for 12 years, so I think next year is probably going to be it. Depending if everything goes well, I want to have at least 40 fights before I retire. So that means 3 fights next year, which is pretty typical. That's usually what I do anyway. So that's the goal, is 3. If I can get more, that's great. But yeah, I think next year is probably going to be the last one.
Are you looking for a belt before you go? Or
yes, of course.
Okay.
Maybe a few.
Few of them. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have a question from one of our viewers, Sean, as well. What was your most memorable fight since you've been doing Muay Thai? Most memorable?
I would have to say the one where I knocked out the girl in Muay Thai Angels, because we fought the whole fight, and so she missed weight. Speaking of missing weight, she missed weight by 13 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, she was basically in a whole different weight division. So everyone was pissed. All the girls were angry. I think there were 16 of us. There were 16 of us. We were all angry. And I ended up being close to the last of the night. It was after midnight when we fought. And I was super tired. But we fought the whole fight. And then I literally, that spinning back elbow knockout was like at the last, like maybe 30 seconds of the fight. That was it. But it happened so fast. And I literally remember thinking, she's throwing at you wide, just throw the spinning back elbow. And I did, and it landed perfect. And she just went down so fast. I didn't even realize what happened. It happened so fast. And I was like, and as soon as I realized she's on the canvas, like out stiff as a board, and I'm like, hands up in the air. The doctor comes running in, pushes me out of the way to get to her. That's pretty memorable.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It does. You have anything, Carly?
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. So sparring, right? So she was 13 pounds overweight, right? So she was pretty much like in another division, but you still fought her. So when you spar, do you spar a lot bigger than you? Do you always want to spar people your weight? Like, you spar
I try and spar people similar in size to me. Yes. I don't like to spar people that are too big. Then you're setting yourself up for dumbass injuries that you don't need. Yeah, I mean, sometimes if it's a female, I'll spar people a little bigger. Definitely not guys. All the guys I like to spar are in my range unless I know that they can control themselves. So like my friend Edgar, he fights he's like 265, but he doesn't hit me hard. He's just real smooth. He's one of my top sparring partners, but it's because I know he's not going to hit me hard.
Right. Okay. So, I like it.
Yeah. Okay. And it just makes sense. You want to work with people similar in size. It's going to be realistic, especially if you're fighting.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel. I agree. Yeah. I don't think of people. I feel though, like a lot of the times that doesn't really happen. So I don't know. I just feel like I've had experiences where a lot bigger people want to spar with me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 120 pounds, so it's always harder for me to find somebody who's a female who's my age who wants to spar. So hopefully when you go to PA.
Yes, it is more difficult for women to find sparring partners their size. That's definitely true.
Well, Natalie, we got about 5 more minutes, if that's okay with you. Real quick before, let's get with you here. Where can they find you? I know we have a website out there, ladykillface.com. Tell us where they can find you on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you're at, your merchandise store, please I already have the banner up there for you, but is there anywhere else where they can find you? And, tell the people out there where they can get a hold of Natalie.
I am on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I even have a TikTok, but I don't get on there. Sorry, I'm too old for that. Yeah, it's all at Lady Killface, all of it. So easy to remember.
There we go. Okay. So if you're out there, please, subscribe to Natalie out there, Lady Killface out there. Subscribe to her, give her love, show her some love out there. She's more than welcome to come on the show anytime. As we always say, the door is always open. So get out there and get her merchandise, support her as well. And I thank you for what you sent to myself. I'm actually going to be giving those out to, Carly. The shirt's not going to fit me, so Carly gets the shirt, of course. But we graciously are grateful that you hop on the show, and we're not going to end it here. But Carly, if you have any more questions, please go ahead.
I'm thinking. I still feel like I don't know what I missed when I was gone there for that minute. What can I? Is there anything you want to say? Like, is there any upcoming thing, like anything that you want to add to this?
I don't even know. Not that I can think of off the top.
I'm excited about your 40 fight video, the 40 fights video, or the 37.
Oh yeah,
I'm very excited about that. I want to hear every story.
It's crazy. There's like some of them aren't that exciting, but there's always a story, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till I get to my pro debut in Chiang Mai. There was a riot.
There's a riot. What number? Wow. What fight was that? What number are we at? Like,
what was that? Hold on. It was like 18 or 19.
So we have to wait 18 weeks because you're going to do one a week?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well, maybe we can get the early release, Carly. Never know.
Yeah, we want the early release.
Now, Natalie, I do have something for you. I don't know if I read this wrong or seen this wrong. I did see one of your Instagram posts. I'm not even sure what it was about, where you had some kind of beef with a promoter or something about how much you got paid or something. Was that on your Instagram?
No, I would never do that publicly.
Okay. Because
it was a clip.
It was a clip, yeah.
Oh,
it was a show.
That was from the HBO show. That was
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think she would ever do that. So I was like, wait a minute. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not real.
I was like, she was acting. That was it. I saw that the other day.
I was like, wait a minute.
I must be good because you thought it was real.
See, that's right. That's why you got to check out Room 104, episode 11. You got to check her out because she had me like I was in belief. So
you were so convinced.
Yes, I was 100%.
I mean, I watched it like 3 times too because I didn't realize it either. So that's how good. Not just an Muay Thai fighter, but an actress as well.
And now I see what you mean about the language too. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, listen, the door is always open here, Natalie. Please, anytime, if you want to get something out there, we can put you on the website, whatever you want to do. Feel free. This is a home for you. We just want to say thank you. And, you're a groundbreaker for, myself being a man, but I respect everything you're doing in the industry, and especially for Carly. She's a kickboxer. She coaches. She's into Muay Thai as well. But is there anything you can tell my personal friend here, Carly? Don't give up. Keep moving forward. What advice would you give her? Number one.
Remember why you do it, why you started. The why is always the reason, right?
It is.
Yeah. So,
that's why I'm still in it. I'm boxing a lot more though. In fact, I feel like I'm not even good anymore at like kicking anything. I'm good at kicking things, but like when I get in the ring, I don't even know what to do because I'm so busy with all like we talked before with like the head movement and the just trying to do all that. So when you come to PA, I'm gonna have to get with you.
Yes, definitely. We're gonna make it happen. We'll talk.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you have for our Carly before we let the Natalie go here? I know she has to get to bed. She has to be up at 4:30 in the morning again.
She's coming from West Virginia.
It's gonna be so cold. Yeah.
It's so cold.
So cold.
Is that what you just said? It's cold?
Yeah, it's
terrible.
It's cold. Did you say it's cold?
I came back from Malaysia. I just got, I came back from Malaysia and Thailand, and I'm like, it was nice for like a week, and now I'm like, you should see me. People probably think I'm crazy. I'm running outside, and all you can see are my eyes. I'm like covered. Covered. They're looking at me like it's not even that cold.
It's actually freezing.
I tell you now, I lived in Philadelphia for 30 years, and we have a little snow down there. But up here, when I go to Philadelphia, it's 25 degrees colder here than it is down there. And oh boy, I don't know.
I don't know how you do it.
It's terrible. I don't either. I don't. I might move to California. I don't know. I hate it.
Well, there you can go. You can go to the yard out there as well.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Always welcome. Seriously.
All right. If I can get over my fear of flying, I will come see you.
Okay. Or just rent an RV and come out. Take the long trip.
Carly, we're going to take a road trip, okay?
Yeah. I'm in. Let's do it.
Last comment there's Sean again. He says, as a father of 2 girls, 14 and 10, would you recommend them doing Muay Thai?
Definitely. I think it helps with confidence. Female, it helps them feel empowered and more in control of their lives. It also teaches them discipline. Really, really, really good for young ladies. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Before we get out of here, Carly, I'll let you have the last question to, our special guest here, Natalie. What last final question would you like to ask Natalie?
Oh, I don't know. Last final question here. Paul, what are you thinking? I know you have a list over there.
Well, I already went through my list pretty much. I mean,
I feel like I asked it all until we're done and I'm in bed tonight and I'm like, oh, what should I have asked Natalie? Done. I think I asked every question I felt like I wanted to know. Because we can't elaborate on all those fights. Like the 37 fights. So we can't do that. So no, I think I'm good. I enjoyed this.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. I did too. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. Real quick, Natalie, one more time. When can they see the reality series come out once again?
They're saying January of this year coming up. So just like 2 months. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Definitely. Once that comes on, we would like to have you back on the show so we can all watch it out there. That we can elaborate more on it. So
then I can talk to you about it, like actually talk to you about it.
Yes. You don't want to get in trouble.
That's really hard.
Yes, it is. We and deep down, we definitely want to close the show and say, Natalie, just tell us the truth. What happened? But we know you can't do that. We know we appreciate you taking the time to come on here. But I'll let you go out with closing words. We'll give you the floor. Closing words to your fans and whoever you want to talk about out there. Go ahead, please do.
Thanks to all my fans as always. Wouldn't be where I am without you. Wouldn't be where I am without my husband and my family and my friends, my team at the yard, all my sponsors who, help take care of me, keep me with all the good gear and keep my teeth intact, that's pretty much it. And happy holidays, everybody, because let's enjoy our holidays coming up.
Definitely. Now, real quick, I know we're going real quick. I said we'll let you go, but Thanksgiving, are you eating or are you still in training? What are you doing?
I can eat this year.
Yes. Okay.
So excited.
Gotcha. All right. Well, next time I come down, cheesesteaks are going to be on me. I'll take you to one of the best spots for cheesesteaks.
Yes.
So when I come down, I'll definitely you and your husband and Carly probably come down as well.
I might just hop along. Yeah. It's not that
you should. Yeah.
We'll make a road trip down there. We'll go get a real Philly cheesesteak and we can talk about things, Definitely.
That'd be great.
So Natalie, for myself, Carly and Out of the Box, we really appreciate having you here. And, please, the door is always open no matter what. You got my number. Give me a call if you want to say something out there, whatever it is. Once again, we appreciate, you blessing us with your presence.
No, thank you so much again for having me. It's great.
Thank you. All right, everybody, this is Natalie Morgan, Killface Morgan out there. Please check her out there. LadyKillface.com anytime. Hit her up, Twitter, Twitch, even TikTok if you can find her. LadyKillface.com out there. So listen, have fun. Enjoy it. Support her as we all do here. So Natalie, we'll let you go. I appreciate you hopping on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you guys.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
There we are.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Awesome. Yeah.
It was. Mm-hmm. That was definitely fun.
It was until my computer just quit working. I really struggled.
That was fun. But yeah, I mean, it's so glad that we have people out there that, their name recognition out there, but they're very humble to where they, they say how they feel and they always take the time to, pay it forward in many ways, Carly,
Absolutely. I mean, I enjoy her because like I said, she's always responded to my to messages about anything like that I was going through. And I felt like as a woman, that's kind of what we really need to have.
Hey, Natalie, you back?
Hey, yeah, it cut me out. I was like, oh, now it's
no problem. I'm sorry. Yeah, but, we appreciate you out there. Real quick, we're going to talk about, Carly out there. Now, she does have at the Kastle Boxing out there. She does the thing. I'm sorry to cover you up real quick. It's called kickingitwithcarly.com. If they're out there, spin classes, cardio, everything out there. I'm going to let Carly take away with this. Carly, what is this about out there with Kastle Boxing that you provide?
Oh, well, so right now with Kastle Boxing, I teach the ladies class. And I actually am so I do the ladies class, but then we put in, so there's Big Dog Build, right? Like there's that whole area. So I decided to take a space in there for the actual spin program that we call Gear Force. So I run the whole spin program, but as far as Castle boxing, I'm the ladies boxing coach for that particular program. There's other boxing, obviously, too. The males are in there as well, but I just do the ladies class. So pretty much we're just trying to get like some fitness stuff going on up here in Johnstown, teach some women to be badass, you know. We don't have a lot of kickboxing in this area. We don't really have any. So I do a cardio kickboxing class down there. That's pretty much about it. I just want people to be healthy. And I love spin too for combat sports. I don't know. Have you ever spun, Natalie?
No, I should try it.
Yeah. You should try it. Like, and here's the deal. I'm always trying to convince my coach. I'm like, listen, it is so good for in the ring. Like, I hate to run, and that's
it's
like
good for cardio. Yeah,
it's so good for your cardio, and it's great on your joints. Like, I'd rather spin than run because I think we said it before. I'm a little bit older than everybody else, so like my joints hurt and stuff. So spin makes it a lot better, but it's also high intensity interval training. So it kind of mimics that, like in the ring, like those 2 minutes or 3 minutes or however many minutes you're fighting for. So I'm always like pushing it for conditioning for any type of sports, hockey, baseball, whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of what I'm trying to do out here.
Now, where are the classes? What night are the classes out there? We are going to have a thing on there as well, of course. Where can they find you? I know it's Kicking It with Carly.
Kicking It with Carly.com, and you pretty much just sign up on the actual website for those classes, not the boxing class. You can kind of come whenever. Like when class starts, you don't have to sign up prior to. The spin classes right now, being that we just started, we're kind of moving things around. But right now we do have a Tuesday at 6, a Wednesday at 6, and 7:15. We're going to add some more, and then we're going to do some stuff on Sunday evenings at 6 and 7, Saturday mornings at 7 to 8. So there's a lot. There's just a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about coming down there, trying it out there. We're definitely going to be, in the future, we are going to do some live shows down there with you, Carly, as your spin classes go on. We'll definitely do that. I am probably not going to participate because, like we said, in the, backstage, it's darkness and strobe lights are going on. That's not going to bother me, but, I'll probably be in the back. I'll probably be face down on the ground, not videoing the thing.
You are not going to die. There's been no fatalities in spin class yet. I promise.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, because here's the deal, Paul. Listen to this. You don't have to do what I'm doing, and I don't know what you're doing. Do you know why? Because I can't see your monitor, and I can't see your gears. You could be in gear 0, and I'm in like 50.
Okay, actually, so you're not going to be. I did take a couple classes before, Carly, and I did take them, and you're not one of those, teachers that get off the bike and start screaming at me, are you?
Oh, no. I mean, okay. I'm going to scream at you, but I'm not getting off the bike.
I just went through some bad experiences in Philadelphia where I did take
PTSD from spin.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I remember, the girl, she was about 110 pounds, like a fitness model. And I'm sitting there like casually, like, okay, she can't see me. I'm just going to like, she's screaming like, let's push it. And I'm like, yeah, push this. Right. So I'm going slow as I can. And, there's TVs all the way around. And like, I don't know how they do it. They click on one and you're on the screen up there just like.
No, they like did that to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I got singled out. The guy in the back, let's go. What are you doing? Now we're going to do another 10 minutes. Everybody full speed. And everybody turns around and looks at me like, you're the ass. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So I actually specifically, when I wanted to start this, like my goal was to like just have big studio. I wanted the TVs, right? But my biggest concern was, oh my gosh, what if somebody's last? Like, and it's on the screen, like, Paul, you're last. You're just last. So, like, I never wanted to do that to anybody. So, because my goal is I want you to come and I want you to come back and I want people to get in shape. And I don't want people to feel singled out or like they're just not doing something right. I am going to scream push it because you can push it to your max, but your max might not be my max, like you just got to sit in the seat. I mean, you can record from the seat. You can go live from the seat while you're pedaling.
We'll do that. We're definitely going to look out there because, like I said, we're going to be, we're already affiliated with Castle Boxing as well, and Kicking It with Carly, we're affiliated with you as well as now. So we're definitely going to do some, collaborations in the near future here. So we'll definitely do that. But definitely. But Carly, tell everybody a little bit about you, real quick, since we have about 10 minutes here. Tell everybody what you want about you. Yeah, where did you get involved? With Muay Thai boxing. I know you're from Latrobe. You moved here about 3 years ago, but what got you into it? I mean, what got you into this type of cardio, MMA, fighting like that? Because I see, we talk, and I see your posts all the time, and I'm actually scared to get in the ring with you.
I don't know about that. No, when I was younger, I always wanted to do what the boys were doing. I was like, I want to be with the boys. I want to do what they're doing. I'd go out to my grandma's house and my cousin had these boxing gloves and I'd put them on. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a boxer. And I think just like Natalie said, we'd watch these fitness videos, like Kathy Smith at Robox and some boxer dude and her, and they were like doing the steps. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. And I danced too when I was young. And I always felt like boxing and dancing and all those things are kind of like combined because you have to kind of have that coordination. But anyways, I ended up doing karate because my parents thought I wouldn't get hurt. And I was like, okay, because I wanted to kickbox and there was nothing around here. And then I got a little bit older, started karate again, had a baby, had some family, had to kind of quit everything there for a little bit and raise my children. And 3 years ago in Latrobe, there was an opportunity, a gym opened up and there was kickboxing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so in. I cannot freaking wait. So I just went down to that gym. Scared. I was super scared though, because like it was just me and there was one other female there and there were all these dudes. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so out of shape because I was. And I started taking classes and I loved kickboxing. Like it was my favorite thing ever. It didn't go well there, so we're not really going to talk about that, but I moved up to Johnstown, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta find a gym." COVID was kinda happening, and I found Kastle, and I was like, whatever Brock was doing, I was like, "This is great. I'm loving it." Like, he's helping the kids. There was more to it than just, like, the boxing element, but I was still not convinced I was a boxer, and neither was he. Because I would go down there and I'd kick those bags, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I want to kickbox. So I was in this boxing gym trying to kickbox, and then I did get hurt. So I took some time off and I went out to Altoona and I did some private kickboxing lessons where I just was working on mainly technique and I wasn't getting hit because I just couldn't handle that at the time. And then about a year passed and I came back here and well, in the meantime, I decided I was going to spin, right? Because I was like, you got to stay in shape because you want to fight. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But at that time, I was like, I'm going to fight, and I needed to stay conditioned. So I decided to spin. Loved it. Thought it was great. Went back to Kastle, and here we are.
Here we are. Story told.
Here we are. It was really quick, but yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more in there. But that was just like the.
That's awesome. I mean, just like Natalie said, if you have a passion for something, don't let one thing deter you from going there. Just live day by day and keep pushing forward. Open another door.
Absolutely.
Every day. Definitely.
Every day, like every door was open. Like it was just like I was hurt, so I was like, well, I'm not going to do that for a while. And then the spin thing happened, and I thought it was great. And I kept always thinking about the boxers. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great conditioning for them. I'm like, we need to do this.
Right.
And then I found myself back there. And then I was like, hey, Tony, we need a spin program here. So I kind of convinced him that that's what we needed to do. So here we are. And we're going to kill it.
Definitely. Now, I know you do have a bunch of actual, other spin coaches as well. Now we'll actually put that on our website as well. We'll put a banner up there as well for that. But what days are you specifically there, and when can they find you for the first visit?
So they can find me Wednesdays at 7:15. And then they can also find me, or PM. They can also find me Wednesdays at 7 a.m. And right now we're kind of weird on the weekends. We're talking about adding, like nothing's really completely concrete. Those Wednesdays, that Wednesday evening is definitely concrete. Tuesday evening is going to be starting next week for me. We do have one instructor who's going to be like a pop-in, and she's going to be there monthly, and she's going to kind of go around and whatever, if people want to come to her and they can make it, that's going to be awesome. I have one instructor who actually is teaching a class called Pedals for Praise. So it's for women who don't want to hear our raunchy music sometimes, and they want to pray. They want to hear Christian music, and they don't want to hear that stuff. So we developed a class for them, and the churches, they can come in and they'll feel comfortable. And then I have a girl, Logan, who's doing spin and strength right now. So her class is more of a 30-minute spin and then a 30-minute strength.
Okay.
Becca is also doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Kelly Ashbrook, who actually started as a client of mine, personal training, and she's come quite far. And I thought she'd be a great spin instructor, and she is. So everybody's just like on a completely different journey. We're all different. Mm-hmm. We all do different things.
That's good. That's what entitled me to Kastle when I first met Trayshawn and Brock as well. It was more of a family thing to me. They opened their arms to me. The event last month at the boxing event, Brock just opened his arms to me, like, come on in. You're like, they treated me like a VIP,
Yes.
even though you didn't say one word to me, Carly, but
I did not say one word to you because I didn't know you and nobody actually introduced me. So I was like, I'm just going to walk up there and be like, hey, but I did know who you were. And then Brock was like, hey, that guy wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh, that guy that was there, the one I didn't talk to. I'm like, I hope he didn't think I was really rude.
No, but here we are. Here we are. You saved here we are. We have you on the show. So, and also, Carly, real quick now, where can they sign up now? I have it on here. Is that correct? KickingItWithCarly.com.
So it's kicking, no G. It's just kicking.
No, it's kicking. Okay, there we go. Take off that off there.
Take off that G. KIKIN.
Kicking. We're kicking. There we go.
We're just kicking. Like we're kicking back. We're kicking things.
See, I like that. We're kicking it with Carly. We're just like right now. We're kicking with Carly. Talking to Carly.
Right? That was the goal. So when I actually had that name, that's what I thought about. I thought about doing stuff like this. I'm like, we could talk about like fitness things. We could, we're just kicking it.
Definitely.
And we kick things. So.
Now you did say like, with the praise, pedal for praise coming up with the church music, of course. That's great that you guys do that. But if I come to your class, Carly, what am I going to hear?
Oh, you'll hear everything.
What is on Carly's playlist with Kicking It with Carly?
Carly's playlist. So you're all on my playlist. So what I kind of do is sometimes I will actually ask the people I know who signed up. Like if you sign up for my class, I'm like, hey, Paul, what do you want to hear tonight? And then you're going to tell me what you want to hear. And then there's my dog. So you're going to tell me what you want to hear. And then I'm going to pick my favorite song from the same group that you picked. So then everybody kind of get this dog. So then everybody kind of gets something that they like that night. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then I kind of see who's coming and I mix everything up. Or, sometimes we do specific lists. Like sometimes I'll be like, that's like 80s hair bands. It just all depends. But I usually let people know ahead of time.
That's cool. That's definitely cool. That you leave it up to your clients as well. You let them be a part of the show, or the appearance. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome there.
Great. They're the important people. And we are going to do events too. Like we're going to have a cycleathon up in January. We're going to have, we're going to do a lot of things. We're going to do a spin-off. We're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to spend the night at Big Dog Built. Tony doesn't know yet, but that's what we're going to do. Tony,
I hope you're not listening to this because you just found out about everything. So,
He just found out about it right now.
He did. He definitely will. But like I said, we're going to, post everything on our website out there, of course, on Out of the Box. And, as you're always out there, please, like us, share us, follow us. Like we are Big Dog Built with, Kastle Boxing as well. Now we're a part of them. They're a part of us. And tonight we adopted you, Carly. You're part of the Out of the Box family now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Yep.
Good
so
time.
Before we get out of here, let's just go over our shows real quick. We'll play a little video out there of all our sponsors and shows. So for the next minute, please enjoy this little video of all of our shows and sponsors coming up. That's all of our shows out there from Out of the Box. We got something for pretty much everybody. We got you covered for pretty 6 nights a week. And later on in the future, we are going to have a Kastle Boxing premiere out there showing you their own little show, telling you what's going on with Kastle, kicking it with Carly. She'll be one of the hosts as well as the other coaches out there. So that's why we always say, please stay tuned to our website, our channel out there, subscribe, follow, so you get all the notifications when any show pops up. Tonight was a special pop-up show with Natalie Morgan, which we definitely appreciate her hopping on, blessing it with her presence. And of course, Carly out there, please give her a call out there, kicking with Carly. If you're ever in the area, visiting, whatever, get to her classes. She'll get you in shape. She's not going to kill you. She already promised. So get out there and make sure you get out there and just get some spin classes, cardio classes, kickboxing, and women's boxing as well. So Carly, anything else you have for me tonight?
No, I think I got it all. I appreciate you guys for having me on. Looking forward to another one.
Well, you got a key now, so anytime you want to hop on, anything you need to tell us, if you have any upcoming events coming on, please let us know. We'll get you on here. We can talk about it as 100%.
All right, awesome. See you in my seats.
All right. I will definitely be there. So for myself, Paul Spencer, and for Natalie Morgan, who's off the air, we appreciate her. And of course, Carly as well from Kastle Boxing. We appreciate you. We'll be on next Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Fight Club 215. So we'll see you then. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Stay safe. And we'll see you next week.